Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today you guys, we will be doing the candy nails. As you can see, I had told y'all that I had started on a video a couple of days ago, but I didn't finish it just because of I had took some anxiety medicine and I was just like all out of it. But I'm back feeling good, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to do these candy nails, okay? And I'm calling it candy nails because it has these big pieces of candy on them. But let's get started. And before we get started, to my family, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back. And for my newcomers, hello. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can catch every video that I upload. Okay, you guys, let's get started. Okay, so the two colors that I will be using today will be this pink and blue, okay? These are the two colors that I'm using for my two-tone. And also, you will need a nail brush. This is actually a makeup brush, but you can use makeup brushes, anything with powder dip, okay? And then on top of that, you have to have your SNS. This is the base gel, as you can see. And I also have my activator to harden the acrylic, okay? Alright, I'm doing something different. I'm going to put my products on the paper towels and dump them instead of using my nail tray. Just because my nail tray, she is going through it, okay? And I clean her. She's kind of stained, but it's all good. I just want to use the paper towel and try this method out. And sometimes I be mixing my little white, my clear be getting colors in it, and I'm not feeling it. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is pat down what color you're going to use first. We're going to use this blue first. And let me show y'all before we get started. These are the nail charms that we're going to be putting on there. I'm going to be putting maybe, you know, a lollipop, maybe a rainbow, you know, anything just to make them cute, okay? Alright. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is open our powder, pat that top down real good, and we're going to take the top off. Once again, y'all, and anybody can do it the way I'm doing it. Far as the paper towel method, it's just going to allow it to fall onto the paper towel, and then you just dump it back in that way. So it's like a lot easier, okay? Well, less messier maybe. Okay. So anyways, what I'm going to do is take my brush, my gel base, paint from the cuticle all the way down to the tip. Now, being that it's a longer nail, I suggest putting a whole lot of your base on top so that the acrylic will take very, very well and stick really, really good, okay? Alright, so I have a whole lot on there, which is great. That is how you want it. And then what you have to do is take the color and you're just going to lightly shake it on there, okay? Kind of use the color and shake it sideways, okay? And then what I'm going to do is take it and I'm going to tap it. And tap it off, okay? And y'all, what I might do on my video is pop these other two nails off, just because it's like in the way of me trying to show y'all exactly what we need to do, okay? So what I'm going to do is remove these two right here right quick. I'm gonna just take them off, but I'm gonna put them back on to show y'all, okay? So y'all excuse the naked fingers. Alright. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the color. And I'm going to apply one more coat and I'm going to make it a little bit darker, okay? And once again, it's okay to shake. Excuse me. It's okay to do it this way because you can put it right back in the container, okay? So the next thing you do is make sure you dust it off, cuticle down. I tell y'all this every time we do it, okay? And then what you're going to do is apply some more of your gel. Like I said, put a full amount on there. Make sure you wet the nail really well so the acrylic can take very well, okay? So here we go. We're putting it on, cuticle down to the nail tip part, okay? Then what we're going to do is take the acrylic again, and we're going to shake it really well. And you can really go sideways with this, and it helps, you know, really well, okay? And that's that nail there. I'm going to tap, and then I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to go from the cuticle and then down. Do not apply too much pressure when dusting the nail, because if you do, you can actually, you know, put indentions in the nail or knock your product off, and you don't want that to happen, okay? Okay, and so what I'm going to do next is go ahead to the other finger, and let me show y'all what it looks like. It's supposed to look like this after you finish it, okay? And y'all, I told y'all I took these other two off, but just because the charms are so big, I didn't want it in the way, so I could be able to show y'all, okay? So, with my next nail, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. Got it on my finger a little bit, it's alright. Okay, so, I got my nail right here. Then what you do is you'll take your gel base and you apply a good amount on there. Wet that nail very well, just so the product will take very well, okay? And so we go from the cuticle down to the tip, always. And then I wet it really well, so I have a whole lot of this product, this gel base on this nail. So it can give you, you can have all the products stick well and it takes well, okay? Alright, so since I did that, what I'm going to do is take the powder and just lightly put it on here like this, okay? Be lightly shaking it. And y'all, this way right here might be better, especially when you're doing like longer nails, than using a nail tray, if you don't want to have to consistently keep back and forth, if you know what I mean. Alright, then I'm going to brush downward, okay? Lightly, cuticle down, okay? Alright, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to apply a full amount of the product onto the nail from the cuticle down. Just like that. And then I'm going to sprinkle it on there lightly, okay? Just like that. Just like that, okay? Alright. So there you go. And then you brush cuticle down. And you guys, this is exactly how it looks. They turned out just like that. It's a pretty color, right? So it looks really, really pretty. It's on there just like I need it. So the next steps we're going to do, since this is going to be two-tone, the trick to this is making sure when it comes to SNS, you have to polish the entire nail. No matter if you're going to add the product on there in that area or not, because you have to make sure the areas are even. So in other words, if you want to put pink here, you got to put the pink there. And then if you want to keep this color there, then you would have to basically sprinkle that color on that part too to keep it from being unleveled, if that makes sense, okay? So let me show y'all what I mean so you can have a better understanding. Okay, so with this color, I'm going to take my gel base again, and I'm going to put a good amount all over the nail. But but what we're gonna do is make sure that we're only putting it near the tip of near the end. Okay, I don't want to put this color all the way on the nail, okay, because it defeats the purpose. Alright, so my cutoff, I'm going to use it at an angle like this, and I'm going to sprinkle it like this on there, okay? And this is where I'm going to put it at. Alright? And I'm going to knock it off. Just like that. And you can see that pink on there. And then what I'm going to do is lightly brush. And mind you, I'm doing this only on that part because I'm going to apply again in this area. So I'm going to make sure I only brush that part because I got to hit this end again to make it a two-tone, okay? So what I'm going to do is take some more of the base gel and I'm going to put it only on the part that I sprinkled that pink on. That way, that color will only pop in that area, okay? Alright, so I put it back on that area. And what I'm going to do is take this color and sprinkle it right back where I had it the last time, okay? And be careful not to go over because you don't want to mix it too much and make it look tacky, okay? And then we're going to knock it off. And then you see it, it's there, okay? And then what I'm going to do is dust this part back off with my brush like this. And the two-tone color of that pink is there, as you can see. Okay, and so the trick of that is I did this 2 times. I did the pink 2 times. So by me doing the pink 2 times, I have to go back on top and do the green 2 times as well. And the reason for that being is because, like I said, we have to make the nail even. See, with the if we had did it with the acrylic, the thermometer with the acrylic way, y'all, I'm just putting my pink back up. You won't have to really do it that way because you're building all together, okay? So you could have did it a lot thicker, but since we're using the S&S, that's not as thick. You have to really build. When you can grab beads when it comes to the thermometer and acrylic. But with S&S, you have to build layers with a brush, okay? Hopefully that wasn't confusing. If it was, just write in the comments and I'll explain it again a little bit better. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take, y'all, I had to clean it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take my gel base and I'm going to polish this area again, and then I'm just going to sprinkle this color back on. Just because that's the color that we're trying to have to make it the two-tone, okay? So all I'm going to do is take my brush and I'm going to polish right from the cuticle only to the part that is green, okay? We got to do this 2 times because we got to build it to make sure it's even. Alright, we don't want no uneven art. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle it on here again. So that's all you're doing is sprinkling. And it's on there, okay? Tap it. Alright. That's one. And then you can see where it's kind of crumbling a little bit. You can see it a little bit. It's two-toned, so you can kind of see a little bit where it crumbled up on me, which is okay. I'm going to dust it down, and I'm going to build one more time, okay? And then you're going to put your acrylic right back on there, just like this. One more time, only on the green part. Do not go past that line, okay? You want to be very careful when you're doing this kind of art because you want the most perfect lining and two-tone look that you can do possible, okay? And yes, it takes time And it takes practice to do this, okay? Once again, I did not learn this overnight. Okay. Alright. So, it's ready. Like I need it to be, okay? Then I'm going to take my brush lightly, cuticle, and then down. And we just brushing it off. And then what I'm going to do is actually take my clear and go over it to encap, so when I go to drill on here or file, it won't take away from the two-tone, okay? So let me show y'all exactly how this two-tone looks, okay? And let me put some of my my color back in, even though I'm about to do it for the next nail. And I know y'all probably think like, oh, this may take a little time. It's not as bad as it look. Once you start doing your nails like this more often, you'll be able to do this in your sleep. It won't be nothing to you. Practice makes perfect. Okay? It makes perfect. Alright. So, let me just leave that off. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it is built, it's blue and pink. And that's the two-tone. That's how it's made. It's done with S&S. Alright. And y'all, I think I might leave this one like that. And just add my charms on it. And just add a clear coat. Okay? Alright. So my next thing I'm going to use is my clear to put over both. Just so I can, you know, encaps this color. Just when I go to drill, I don't want to drill off extra, because I only did a few layers. And by it being thin, taking a nail file, filing it, it might take some off, and we don't want to mess up the effect that we just did, okay? Alright, so now I'm about to get my clear. And what I'm going to do is turn my paper towel over like this. And I'm going to lay my nails on there like that. And this is a trick that I found. I had seen somebody do on a video. They was using their paper towels instead of the tray, which makes a lot of sense. You don't have to keep dumping and dumping and dumping. I'm just kind of over that, you know, dumping so much. Alright, so I'm going to get my clear color. And this is my clear. And what I'm going to do is take my base gel for my first nail. And I told y'all I'm not going to two-tone this one. I'm going to just leave that one plain. And I'm going to keep this one. Of course, this one's going to stay two-tone. All you're going to do is go from the cuticle down. Put a fair amount on here. Put a very fair amount on a nail. Wet that nail up so the acrylic powder dip will adhere really good on this nail, okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do is take my cup and I'm going to lightly shimmer it, shake it on there really good, because you want to just cover that nail, okay? Alright, what you're going to do, tap, tap, and then you take your brush and you just lightly go around the cuticles and down. Alright. And then I'm going to do, should I do one more time? You know what? I'm going to do, I think I can do one more layer just to be sure, okay? And as you do your nails, you are really start being able to basically eyeball it to know what's full enough for you, what's not full enough, what's too much. And once you do your nails enough, you start learning all those things. And you won't really have to count or remember how many times you polish this, or, you know, eyeballing, you'll catch on to it. So, it's a learning process. But anyways, I'm dumping it on here, sprinkling it on there one more time. I'm building that nail, making that nail beautiful and thick. just like that. All right. Then what I'm gonna do is lightly lightly feather it off. All right, just like that. And I'm gonna show y'all exactly the look right fast before we get to the other nail. So here you go. That's it. Exactly what it looks like. You guys, if you hear a little baby's voice, it's my baby calling her dad. So there you go, and it's two-tone. Alright, so with this other nail, what I'm gonna do is just keep it plain, keep it blue like you see. I'm gonna dump this back in, and okay, so I'm done cleaning the clear up. So now what I'm about to do is do my other nail that I said I wasn't gonna make a two-tone. I'm just gonna leave blue. And y'all, sorry about that. My little girl, she was calling her dad, so she needed a little assistance with the TV. So if you heard anything, it's nobody but my little baby. She needed to be asleep, but she still up. Alright, so what you do is add with this nail really well, like I told y'all from the start. Make sure you add a lot of this base gel, just so the product can hold on there really good and go on there as a thick layer, nice thick layer on there, okay? Alright, then what you're gonna do is take the clear and just shake it over it. And y'all, I'm gonna do this 2 times just to make sure I feel it just as much as I did on the other nail, because you see I had like extra acrylic added, so we want to make sure all the nail thickening is the same thickness on both. Okay, all you gotta do, of course, you tap and then you take your brush and just feather it from cuticle down. Okay, don't apply too much pressure, because if you do, you can knock that powder right back off. Alright, then I'm gonna do it one more time. Get the nail nice and wet from the cuticle down. And as you can see, I go in circular motion sometimes when I polish, but I do that just to make sure I'm allowing an even thick amount of this product to go on a nail. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it like that. You don't have to, but if you do it that way, you can make sure that you'll get the whole nail wet like you need to, okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do is take my acrylic again, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on there. And it helps to rotate your nail too, to make sure you get it on both sides, okay? You tap in that nail, and then you're taking a nail brush and you're brushing it off, circular motion, and you're just feathering it off, okay? And so I'm going to show y'all these nails. So what we have so far is these two. Alright, you see the point, see how they are layered. That is what you want. The thickness, the shape, and everything. So basically when I go to shape these nails, I don't even really have to do but so much work, because the work is already done. I kept my shape while building. And that's another thing, when you do any acrylics, oh Lord, when you do any acrylics, you got to make sure that you're able to build. Y'all saw that big mess I just made? I just literally made a big mess, but it's all good. Okay. Oh. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I had made a mess. Make sure when you use the paper towel, that when you shake it into the container, that you take the paper towel and make sure that one side is closed and dump it from the other end. I had it open. Alright, so anyways, so now that I have my nails looking like they need to look, I'm going to take my activator. And y'all, I'm just trying to close that bottle. But I'm going to take the activator and I'm going to place it on my nail. So what you do is just apply a fair amount of this onto the nail. You can dampen it as much as possible because you want this product to harden very, very well. So I make sure I put a fair amount, like a real good amount on here, just so it can harden like it needs to, because it's so important to make sure that your acrylic hardens in order to have that long lasting effect that you are aiming for. Okay, and once you get it on here, it should take like only a few moments to dry. Okay, and I'll show y'all how you know when the nail is dry. And right after I get this nail finished, like I told y'all, I put a whole lot on here, and that's because you want it to harden once again. Anytime you do your nails, start from the cuticle down, work your way all the way to the tip, no matter how short, how long the nail is. Okay, alright, so y'all see how wet I got these nails. That's how you want that product to be on there. You want it to be real wet. That way you'll know that product is going to activate like it's supposed to. Okay, by these being longer, I'm definitely adding a lot on them just so they can activate very well, because you want that acrylic and those layers to really harden. Alright, so this is my last time doing them, and I'm going to let them dry. Okay, alright, and I'll show y'all what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. I have this one that's two tones. It has a pink blue. It kind of look like purple on camera, but it actually is pink. And then I have the regular blue on this side. Okay, so while we let that dry, I'm gonna get this top on. Try to anyways, and then I'm gonna show y'all. Let's see, we're gonna pick out what pieces we need. Okay, so with the candy pieces for these colors, I'm thinking maybe we should add I want to do this rainbow maybe. And they are like saying that's big, but maybe we can do the rainbow here and then put a little charm there. And let's see, with the charms we can do like I have shooting stars, so we probably could do a shooting star here on this last one, like that on the tip. You're gonna have this one here, and then I'm gonna find the smaller pieces, which we can do Smarties here. So we'll do a Smartie, and then we'll do another Smartie right there. Okay, so we're gonna do the big here, and then we're gonna do the rainbow there, and then we're gonna do the Smarties. So we got it all figured out how we're gonna do it. So for this candy set, you are supposed to use the rhinestone gel. Y'all, this is some messy sticky stuff, but this is what you need when you apply these stones. I mean these charms. I only use the glue on my videos because I don't want to waste my product that I have on my mannequin, just in case I really need it for me or a client or someone. So I don't try to use up all my my nail glue. But the rhinestone gel glue is what you need when you apply any of these heavy charms, okay? Alright, I just wanted y'all to know that, because I know y'all see me using kiss glue all the time. But I use this just because I don't want to use up all my rhinestone glue. And I know y'all like, as much spending you do, you could afford to do that. Yes, I can, but I just choose not to, okay? Alright, so now how you know when your nails are dry? You will touch the nail. If an indention and it feel kind of damp, that means it's not ready, which these still are kind of damp. So I applied a fair amount, so I'm not they're gonna have to take some time to dry a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna let it dry a little bit more, and then we will be ready to file, okay? Okay, you guys, so I had let that dry. So what I'm about to do now is file. So when I file, the first thing you want to do, and y'all, it's dry now, so the first thing you want to do is start on the sides, hold that nail and go straight down at an angle with it and file that nail, okay? You want to make sure you straighten it and have the perfect straight line to that nail on the sides, okay? And this is for this nail in particular because this is stiletto. So you want to make sure that you have the straightest line for the nail, okay? Then what you're going to do is file, and the angle the nail is built like this, just like this. And then you're going to go on the sides like that, just like that, okay? Alright. And then what you're going to do after you file it, you're going to take the top of your file, well, not the top, but any part of the file that you want, and you're just going to lightly sand that nail, buff that nail. And y'all, with this one, with the 100/180, I have stopped using on top of nails just because it's got like a real good grit to it, and it's like it can eat the acrylic. So you could take a black one like this. I'm not quite sure what the grit is on this. I just said like a regular file and just lightly buff, especially because I don't really have no errors in the nail. So, and what I mean by error, it's not really nothing to really file, because everything was already smooth before after the activation, okay? So you just filing that nail, and by it being a longer one, you can file it in different ways as long as you get it smooth, okay? And that's all it is to it. If y'all decide to use, if I decide to use the drill sometime soon on some nails, I will definitely show y'all how the nail drill works, if y'all are interested. I know that I use my nail files a lot on my nails instead of the nail drill, and it's just because with SNS, if you apply it properly, you really don't need it. The only time I use my nail drill is to go around my cuticle area to make it, you know, give it that perfect look. Other than that, you really don't need a nail drill when it comes to SNS, as long as you apply it right. But I mean, if you make them too thick, then I can see you having to use a nail drill, because a nail file, it can take the thickness off. You know, it can take the thickness down a little bit, but with a drill, it'll do it a lot faster for you, okay? So we're gonna do it again. Make sure these sides are straight, and we are filing. just like that. Other one the same way. We're going to do it the same way. And then you're going to file this side again, just until you get that perfect stiletto shape that you want. And then you can see how I got that one sand down good. Then I'm going to take my other file and lightly buff on top, okay? And then all you do is lightly buff. All you want to do is get the bumps and stuff out. That's all you doing, okay? You can go side to side. And that's how you get that nail smooth and pretty. And while smoothing it, while you buff, make sure you go to fill any gaps, anything that don't feel good. You can buff a little bit more. Alright. So we got our stiletto points like we need them. And I'm going to show y'all before I take the buffer and go on top of them, okay? This is what it looks like when you buff a nail good. You got the, you see, but it looks like it's roughed up a little bit. And you see that the shape is there. So the next step that you have to do is take a nail buffer. Y'all can get this from Walmart, Dollar General. They come, you get them just about anywhere. Dollar Tree. And you want to buff that nail really well. Just want to soften it, make it pretty, okay? And I've told y'all in previous videos, sometimes if you feel, if you have like, maybe say you got like a chip or something, sometimes you can take a nail buffer and you can just buff it out with this and it can fix, it's like an error correctioner. So you can use it for that, okay? Alright. And then for the next nail, and y'all, it's smooth now. For the next nail, we're going to do the same thing. Don't be afraid to buff a nail. It can't mess nothing up. It only can correct it, okay? Alright, so we buffing. And then we're going to buff this one more time. Alright. Y'all, these nails came out beautiful. So, as you can see, they got the nice length and the nice shape. And these are what stilettos look like, okay? So, our fun part has came. And I used to take, what I do, I used to put the activator back on top after I applied everything, and then I would reactivate it. I will not reactivate it, but I would add activator back on top again. But I haven't been doing it lately. It's not a necessary step. You can. You don't have to. But it was just something that I did, okay? Alright. So now that we have those done and they're styled like they need to, our next steps are the fun steps. Okay, so while I had cut the camera off for my nails to dry, I had changed the designs up, and I'm actually going to use the sweet piece of candy, and I got the charms, and I got a baby lollipop, okay? So what you need to do is get your nail glue out, And then we're going to apply it directly on the spot how you going to position it. So we're going to position it this way. Let me show y'all. We're going to position it this way. See if I can zoom in a little bit. A little. Okay. So I'm going to position it this way on the nail. As you can see, like that. So I need to put the glue in on just this part, so that it'll stick where I need it to stick, okay? So that's the glue. And then what I'm gonna do is take it and place it on that nail. And we're gonna place it just like this for it to stick and sit. And let me show you. See how you got your candy? It's sweet. Alright, and then I'm gonna take my heart and I'm going to put some there as well. And then I'm going to stick her near the tip. Like that. And the thing I love about this candy art is that it don't take but so much for it to sit on there, okay? It sticks really good. Alright, since I'm doing a big part, I'll put it on the big part. And then I'm going to sit it down here. And we're going to hold it and let it dry. And then I'm going to add another little tart right here. At the end. Just like that. And y'all, I'm going to show y'all exactly how she looking now. Okay. Y'all, look at this. It's so cute. Alright, and so what you can do, since the little gaps are still open, they don't have no shimmer to it, no shine. I normally take some glitter. You can take like some of this. These are like $1. You can get these at Dollar Tree, Walmart, online, anywhere. It don't matter. Alright. So what you can do is just take it and polish the nail. Okay, see it? But polish the nail area that don't have the shimmer, okay? And we are gonna color it really well since it's the little brush, so that's why I'm using it. And this is just to give it a little bit more pop and shimmer to it, okay? And you can still see my color underneath. But I just wanted to add a little gold over it. In the spots that was looking all dry. Just like that, okay? And on the tip. Y'all, I love this look, okay? And I was like, oh, yeah. I was going to do clear over it, and I was like, no, let's pop it with some gold. So the first one got gold on it. And then the next one, I'm going to just use the clear on them, okay? On the next one. And then I'm about to add the nails back on so y'all can see exactly how it turned out. Okay? And then with your next one, you can just add some clear on it. Like that. To make the color pop, okay? Just like that, alright? Okay. So guys, let me show y'all what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. You can see it has the gold, has the color, and it has the pieces to it, okay? Alright. And then what I'm about to do, which I gotta zoom out. Let me zoom out for you guys. And I'm gonna apply my nails back on here again, so y'all can see the finished look of my candy nails. Alright, let's push that one back. Alright. So y'all, this is so pretty. This is how they turned out. Putting it out the way. This is what my candy nails turned out to be, y'all. They are so freaking cute. I didn't do the thumb, but y'all, this is too pretty. The candy style is in, okay? This is something that I would wear if I didn't have kids and they had to do hair. I would wear this. This is so pretty. So pretty. So y'all, I don't know if y'all would, if y'all would want to wear this, but let me tell y'all, this is too pretty. Like, if you like nail art, this is something that you could put on your nails. It takes time, but honey, once you get it on, it looks so good. So I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I was so hyped about the candy look, okay? Like, when I got these pieces and I seen this style before, I was like, I have to get it. And once I got it, this is how it turned out, and it looks so pretty and yummy, okay? These are the longest nails I've ever done, and I love them. So that's it for this video, guys. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And for my family that's already part of my family, I hope you enjoyed. And for the newcomers, I hope y'all enjoyed as well. I hope it was informative. And y'all please have a wonderful day. Thank y'all for watching.